Welcome to the 13th episode of MedLife Mike Talk. We are your hosts, Alec and Alex, and another loss. Not one, but two. Just like how many wins we had this entire year, two wins. And I was at one of them. So I cannot believe that was going to be one of the last times we won a game this year. But all I can do is laugh at pain at this point because it's legit comical. We're not really going to talk too much about the Lions game overtime loss from last week. But we are going to break down a little bit the Patriots Monday night fiasco because that's what I'm going to call it, the Monday night fiasco, because what was that? I mean, it was
One thing after
frustrating,
the other. If it's
angry.
not the defense, now it's special teams all of a sudden. Like what what's going on? I don't know. What did we do as Giants fans to deserve this bullshit? It's every year. Remember, I remember when we first started the podcast and it's preseason now. Now we're freaking December. Crazy how fast time goes.
Yeah.
But I if you remember when we talked about it that seeing the Giants play in preseason, how like great they were doing, and we brought up how we feel like there's a different um
Feeling and
change in environment and feeling and like it feels like a whole new team. And
yeah.
I don't feel like that anymore. I feel like the vibes are definitely not where they're supposed to be. Uh, I feel like the coaches definitely lost the locker room.
Yeah.
Um, Abdul Carter's not being responsible and making his meetings and whatnot. Obviously his teammates called him out on it too. So
Yeah.
at least he had a good response to it. But you know, actions speak louder than words. So we'll see if he learns from that fiasco. And you know, we just got to keep moving on to the next week, I guess. Thank God this week we have a bye week, so we don't have to struggle this weekend.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Man, I don't even know where to begin. I guess we'll start with the special teams because yeah, it wasn't Jackson Dart's like best game. The defense, of course, didn't help, of course. I mean, what else is new? Um, Different defensive coordinator, same players on the field, same result. Um, just utterly disgusting. That's all I have to say really about the defense going forward. But special teams, started off 17 nothing, pretty quick in this game, and that's when I knew immediately, wow, okay, this is gonna be this type of game. I don't have to stay up and watch this because you could just tell what type of night it's going to be. And it was. It was exactly how it was going to be. Special teams immediately kick off. They return it to the 45. Then you have the kicking fiasco where young
Young Waku.
young Wei Koo kicks the ground and then blames the ball that was like it wasn't turned. But what I think what happened, honestly, and this is like no jokes aside, is that he ran up quicker than he thought he would, where he wasn't going to have enough power to kick it over. Because if you look at his planting foot, he was already like right where the ball was. So he didn't have enough time to like fully kick it up. So he backed out and caused the sack because it ended up being a sack. And our punter got murdered by five Patriots. Oh, like it just you know what the one thing the Giants are very good at is being creating memes for themselves. And that is such an embarrassing thing as fans because I knew immediately I was like, oh, that's gonna be all over the internet. As soon as I went on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything, the kick was everywhere. And then people were putting that clip and then the clip of Charlie Brown kicking the football, and it's identical.
Oh my god.
So it's just it's comical. Then you got Gunner getting completely laid out,
I
and
don't even know how that wasn't a flag, first of all.
they said it's. Well, it's a legal hit because he was a legal runner. I don't understand the aspect. I mean,
It's
still
still
had
a shot to the head, bro. The
yeah,
freaking paint on his helmet flew off.
yeah,
Not just him getting wrecked. Freaking Jackson Dart also got his freaking licks in. Like they were going after my guy, man. He, it's like he
yeah,
wants to go back in concussion protocol. It's like, brother, like I
yeah.
know you want to do what you want to do to like to try to get like extended plays, but bro, you just came out of concussion protocol.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about him in a little bit. I definitely want to get some parts from him a little bit. Like I said, it wasn't the best game, but it wasn't a terrible game. I think, honestly, like the special teams really took this game out of the hands really quick in this game. There's really no momentum in this game that you could take. The momentum was completely stolen, like taken away right away. And then you have Dart that scores, right? Slane, beautiful pass. Um, and then they go down again. They stop the Patriots. They get the ball back. They drive down, and then the field goal fiasco happens. So it would at least made the score to, I think, 10-17 at that time, which would have made it a game. So I was going to be excited if they got that field goal, but then the field goal thing happened, and then guess what? The Patriots go down and score a touchdown, and then right before halftime, we were 4th and 1. And Mike Kafka decides not to go for it and decides to try to get them off sides, then punts for it, which I thought was a terrible call. You should have went for it and at least attempted because again, you guys only have 2 wins the whole season. You have nothing to lose. And you're also coaching for a coaching job. So at least have some balls to go for it. And they decide not to go for it. And guess what? The Patriots go down and kick a field goal and make it, what, 30-7, I think it was halftime.
Something like that.
Yeah, just embarrassing. And it was the first time they allowed 30 points in a half since 2009, I saw. So that's been quite some time as well. Giants, again, are just so great at breaking terrible records in the NFL. And and so good at making memes of themselves as well as the kicking. And then I guess we can
Memes
start.
making records for terrible stuff, but yeah. It's like they just like being the worst team. Sometimes I even think they like being the worst best team. Because
Yeah.
think about it, how many blown losses that we could have won could be because of competition that they did that made themselves look good, but in reality, we're still a terrible team. So I
Mhm.
think like we're the best worst team.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth, and sadly it is.
It's just so sad, but like it's just to the point where man, like I'm not even donning my jerseys anymore at this. This is like the third straight episode where I haven't worn my jersey because I'm just so depressed. Like if I was going to these games right now, I'd probably already had a paper bag over my head at the stadium by like week 5.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be airplanes flying over at the next home games after they get back from the bye. It's gonna get pretty ugly. It's getting, like you said, it is getting pretty ugly in the locker room. I want to talk about that a little more about this in the episode. Really want to start with this Abdul Carter stuff. I do want to disagree with you on something. I know you did say that you liked like how he responded, I guess. I didn't like how he responded
Well,
after the
the way he responded was no. There was like the different interview. There was like one where he was like shit happens. That
yes,
not
that one.
that one. Not that
Okay.
one. There was one where he was like what did he say? That my teammates called me out, so I
Yes.
got to do better. It's
Yeah.
that's the one I should be looking
Got
for.
it. Okay.
That's the one that were like,
I was gonna
okay,
say.
all right, you responded better than the other interview you had, but
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least now he knows because his teammates obviously are concerned, and their leaders, and I'm pretty sure I think it was Okereke, Burns, and Dex
Dexter.
that
Yeah.
called him out.
Uh-huh.
So if you got those three calling you out, man, like then you should really freaking get your shit together, and you're a number one draft pick, like you gotta act like one and be you're in New York, you're in New York.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
one
it
of the
goes
toughest medias out here, like in the NFL.
I mean, it goes back to what we talked about episodes ago, which I told you, one of the biggest reasons Dable got fired is Dable allowed a lot of this behavior with these newer guys. Neighbors, you got Abdul, Dexter was one of the guys. Scatterboo was not really, no, not enough reports are out there about Scatterboo, but there's neighbors. So an example, like neighbors last year and this year, he is allowed to have like a very lackluster practice, is not able to practice that much. He's able to take a lot more days off and take a lot more rest days, unlike some other players on the team. And then Abdul, this has been supposedly, it's reports now this has been an ongoing issue all year, and Dable was not handling it while it was occurring. So now Kafka is handling this entire situation, which is suspended him for a drive and then suspended him for a whole quarter. Honestly, this is the second time in 3 weeks. I would have made him inactive. I don't even care. You have 2 wins. I would have made him inactive, made it send a message to the locker room and send a message to him because he thinks he's above so many players in the locker room. And there's reports that are coming out that Giants players in the locker room are getting rubbed the wrong way by Abdul Carter's like persona and how he thinks like he's just better than everybody and he has like this like non-rookie attitude. He just thinks he can just do whatever he wants. So I have an issue with that because you're a rookie. Let's be real. Yes, you're 21 years old, but dude, you got a lot of growing up to do, man. If you want to take this league seriously, like you have had a very lackluster year. You've only had 1.5 sacks, and that one full sack that you got in this game was really an even a sack because Drake may move forward and it was a gain of 0 yards and it wasn't really like a sack. So, like, I'm not calling him a bust. I'm not doing any of that. Like, he looks like the deal out there, but he has not played the way that we all expected him to play and the way he thought he was going to play as starting as the season is asking for LT's number. Like that just sent the media off in a bad note immediately. It was like, you haven't even played a snap kid and you're asking for LT's number. And LT shot it down. And now LT came back out yesterday or today and sent a message about Abdul and told him he needs to grow the hell up. And I'm like, good, because he needs to hear it a little bit more because it's inexcusable. You're being late to 2 meetings in 2 weeks, and it's been an ongoing issue all year, showing up because what? The season's over. You don't think you have to put the effort in anymore? That's exactly what he's thinking, and I will bet money on that's the way he's thinking.
Especially for an organization like the Giants. Like, just imagine what would have happened if he played if Tom when Tom Coughlin was still coach. Tom
Oh,
Coughlin would have ripped him a new one, would have fined him, and definitely if he was a repeated offender on what he's doing, probably would have benched him for a good amount of games, maybe.
yeah,
Because dude, Tom Coughlin, like I miss him as a coach because he basically made what the New York Giants as an organization like is
yeah.
like with the like respect, dignity, like like playing for your teammates and all that. Dude, I miss him.
He
God, fuck,
agrees.
bring him back.
He agrees.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, we need a coach that's very hard and holding players accountable because that's the massive thing. I've said this to you in several episodes too. I'm not even just concerned about the play on the field. That gets me frustrated and angry. This week is the first like real week that I'm like legit angry and legit angry on this overall, like I said, not even just the loss, just everything as a whole, like the organization, where we're at, just very angry about everything because I think we are in such a bad position. Yeah, we have a few pieces. Cool. But there's no accountability. There's no leaders in the locker room. Like Dexter Lawrence, he's lucky that Abdul Carter is getting brought to attention because Dexter Lawrence, I want to bring to the table and put some heat on him because what a crappy year he's having. I continuously keep watching him every week, and I tell you this too. I watch him every single week, and the guy does not look like the player that he was. He looks like a shell of himself. And I don't know if it's he's hurt or if he is hurt that bad, then you shouldn't play. It's that simple. Because then you're just wasting spots on the field right now. Get healthy, then come on the field when you're healthy to be the Dexter dominant self that you were. You have not been dominant at all this year. And the media and like I'm very nervous, man. I'm telling you this right now. I'm very nervous that he's going to request a trade at this offseason. He's one of the only players that I can see because he's been around losing his entire career, and he's one of the most underpaid defensive tackles in the league. He's not even in the top 10 anymore. So he's probably going to want to raise somewhere, and he's probably going to request to go play for a winnable team like his best friend Leonard Williams that should never have been traded.
Yeah, there's like three players on this team right now that I'm afraid that would ask for the release or yeah, a trade or a release. One of them's Dexter, Brian Burns, and Malik Neighbors. Those three players, I am petrified, and I hopefully we never see a report come out that those three asked for either a trade or a release or they got traded because those three, I mean, yes, Dexter Lawrence isn't his, Dexter Lawrence, we know, okay, he's having a bad season. Hopefully next year he'll be healthier and play like, his old self. But
Yeah,
Malik Neighbors, that's our star receiver. Like, I don't want to lose him. I don't want to lose him like we lost Odell.
yeah.
Brian Burns is our star freaking uh
Defensive end.
defensive damn bro, I'm having my
End.
brain, yeah, defensive end.
Yeah, yeah.
Um he's one of the best, obviously. He's having a phenomenal year. And you know, when he's bringing the fucking defense together, all his sacks that he has, but I don't know. I with those three, if I see a report come out with those three that they get, oh my god, dude, I think I'm gonna have to. I'd cry.
Well, I don't think Brian Burns will go anywhere, but I
I hope
agree
not, but
I
I know
agree
it.
with
There's
those two.
videos of him being pissed, like when we lost those fucking
Yeah,
games, and I'd be
rightfully
pissed
so.
too. But Malik is one that like, dude, I don't want to lose him like we lost Odell.
Yeah. I think there's, like I said, the two I agree. Brian Burns, I don't think so, but I would replace Brian Burns with Abdul. I think Abdul would be the guy to pull something, before the end of his rookie contract. But again, you know what takes all this away, man? Winning. Winning in the locker room does a hell of a lot
Yeah,
help than
like
it does losing.
if we win our game after the bye week, like right now we're in an all time low. We were like, the beginning of the year it started like this, and then I was like, okay, and then it just went. Right now we're King the Ka like bop.
Rock bottom. Oh boy. Alex Rose again.
It'll bring some happiness to the locker room. Did you
Freezing.
freeze? Wait, did I freeze or you froze? You froze for me.
Oh my lord, here we go again.
Wait. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. All right, I'm here. You froze, but I probably froze on your side.
Yeah, he did.
All right. Wait. So
Um,
what did you hear from me?
well, we're just at the rock bottom right now, which I
Okay.
agree.
So we're at the very bottom, like King of Ka style, like yeah. But I feel like if for some miracle we freaking win this game after the bye week, like right now we're at a slump between the whole team. out of that slump, and hopefully we can end the season with wins. But that's just asking for a lot right now.
Yeah.
But who knows? You know, the NFL's unpredictable.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll turn it around after the bye week.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I really do not hope that we honestly win any more games at this point because I feel like they're going to
Right.
use this to keep Joe Shane. And I feel like they have enough evidence and reasons not to keep Joe Shane going forward. Which I guess we'll go into the Joe Shane press conference that occurred, during the bye week. It always happens once a year. It's always during their bye week where Joe Shane speaks to the media for the first time. And boy, oh boy, was it rough. He showed up late, so you can't really give shit on Abdul Carter being late when you can't even show up for your meeting late when it was scheduled for 1:45 and then you show up around 2:20. Um, so it was not just like a couple minutes late. And then when the media was grilling him on honest questions, because it's the truth. We have the head coach is fired, the defensive coach is fired. We've had another defensive coach fired on his term, and we've had several other assistant coaches fired on Joe Shane's term. So at the end of the day, the media asked the right questions in regards of why do you think you should stay here when everybody else is fired because of your actions and the roster that you put together? And he admitted that, he's made lots of mistakes and he's not perfect and that he's going to not make the same mistake twice, but he's made the mistake several times, not even just twice. The kicking situation, what, it's been three, four times that we've dealt with situations with kicking this year, or not even this year, just the last 2 years.
In general, yeah.
And so that's more than twice, Joe. And then roster building, like I'm not giving you credit for drafting in the top 10 for what, 4 years he's been around? For 4 years in a row, you've been drafting in the top 10. In your first draft, you had two picks in the top 10 because that's where you got Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau. That's easy picks to pick, man. Like it's the picks in the third and above that you can hit. And you've struck out on so many of these players. Jalen Hyatt sitting on now is not even being active in games anymore, but he's wasting a roster spot. Evan Neal, what a bust. I mean, that guy's done. He's not going to be on the Giants next year. And the
Deontay
list go.
Banks,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can't forget
your
about that
favorite
guy.
player.
Yeah. Can't. Well, I literally took him out of my head because of that. Because I just can't. Anytime, if I see that number two next year, like just triggering, I don't even know who, if it's somebody else wearing it, I just don't want to see that number two anymore for the rest of my life. So I'm not even like, anytime I'm counting 1 to 10, I'm skipping over two. So thanks, bank.
You closed the door on him already.
Yeah. And I don't even want to go to a bank anymore. So I'm just gonna like just go to ATMs.
So
So
much for banks are closed.
yeah. Yeah. Banks have been wide open Monday through Sunday, 24/7. Bank
Bad things
robberies.
happen.
Yeah. Just bad things happen when banks are on the field.
Now they got him freaking doing kick returns or punt returns.
Good. See ya. I wish that was him that got hit, that gunner.
uh, oh
We're getting
man.
off rails a little bit, but but
Shout out to Roseski for taking that shot though. Fuck.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was tough. But I guess we'll talk about a little bit about Dart. So for the game, he went 17 for 24, 139 yards and one touchdown. Um, After the first quarter, he took, he took the two
Nasty
hits.
shots.
Yeah, he took the two big hits, but after that, the hits really weren't as bad because they ran the ball 80 million times in a row, even though they were down two scores. But let's run the ball 25 times in a row. And you could tell Dart was getting frustrated by it because, again, like, are you trying to win the game or are you trying to lose the game? Are you trying to forfeit the game or are you trying to win a game? Like, that's what I got. And I think Kafka really coached him out, coached himself out of a job to even be the head coach of the Giants because I did not like the way he coached this game, from play calling to timeouts to just the way of handling just a lot of like in-game stuff because you really see a head coach when the crunch time matters, like the 2 minutes, before the half. Are they going to use the timeouts properly? Are they going to call the right plays? Are they going to go for it at the right times? He did everything wrong in this game.
Yeah, I don't know what happened because like the play calling against the Lions, that they had some good play call, dude. Like the what was it, the Jameis Winston touchdown,
Yeah.
right? Like I that wasn't in the book of I thought they were gonna run, but freaking worked out.
Yeah.
Like they that was some good play calling on that one, but yeah, I don't it did totally different like
Well,
last
what
week.
happened, I think, is because the media and everybody is just over dramatic, like being over dramatic about Dart with the hits. Even before he took that hit in the game, it's like, oh, we got to limit him running. We got to limit him from taking hits. Like he's the first quarterback to ever get a concussion. It drives me nuts the last 2 weeks, just hearing the media just being so over dramatic about Dart taking hits. It's like, oh, the kid's never going to be in the league if he's going to keep running the ball like that. It's like he only got checked once for a concussion out of the 4 times he went in the medical tent. They keep sending those false reports out there, and he even corrected the media because they sent the false report saying, "Oh, well, he's been to the medical tent 4 times out of 7 games for a concussion." He's like, "I've only been there for once. The other 3 were just football injuries." And he's like, "And I got cleared. I just ended up getting cleared when I had the concussion," which is the truth. Like the media just pushing this agenda out there that like he's just like reckless. Like he is to a point, but he's not. Like he's been better sliding. He's sliding forward. He's sliding. Yeah, he maybe should have stepped out on the one he got depleted from. But, you live and you learn. I mean, I hope. But then you have him respond after the game, and he's like, "This isn't soccer. You watch my high school tape. You seen how I play. I'm not going to change." So I'm like, "All right, kid." Like,
let's let's relax, you know.
yeah. But that just comes off the frustration of the media. Just literally 10 times he was asked after the game about the hits. Nothing about his actual overall gameplay. It was just how many more how many hits do you think you're going to take? Do you think it's healthy enough to take these hits? And like I think it just like kind of like he got fed up about it and just like that was like a snippy answer because that was the first time I seen him get like snippy with the media. Um,
I mean, I
so
don't blame him. I mean, if I got asked the same question like 10 times in a row, jeez.
Yeah, and they only have like 5 or 10 minutes to speak to the media. So if all those minutes are just over the same question in just different ways, I mean, I kind of don't blame him there. But again, slide. We've been talking about this since the week he started. Um, I think he's going to learn, and I think the right coach, once the right coach comes in here and really grills on him, it's like, bro, you need to slide and know the right moments to take those extra yards. Because if you're inactive or you're hurt, that hurts the team. So I just, it's frustrating, like I said, at all levels. Because I think Dart didn't really have a bad game. It wasn't his best, but it wasn't a bad game.
Huh.
Um, but again, the team fell apart around him. The defense is Swiss cheese. Like we were down 17-0. I was like, well, this game is good as over because we could score a touchdown, but the defense is going to let them score every single time after that, and which they basically did. So I was like, it's
They
just
couldn't stop him.
yeah,
They just ran him down.
yeah, no, it's extremely frustrating. And like you said, it's one thing after another, Majority of the same week, it's the defense. It's probably going to be the defense problem the entirety of the year. But then now you got the special teams, acting up all of a sudden in this game. Like just
Hopefully the O line doesn't
no,
freaking
no,
break apart
no.
because Oh,
Not gonna
but
work.
who knows? I mean, we are the New York Giants, and I'd be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if the O line just crumbled this the next week. But I don't know. They're probably the only good part of this team
They
this
are.
year, which I am shocked.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me by now where we are right now, the Giants are what, 2-11, 2-12. I mean, I've lost count how many losses we have now.
2-11, I believe, or two and
So
thirteen. No, 2-13.
two and
No,
six.
what are we? 2-12.
I'll
I
look
lost
at it.
count.
Yeah, I don't even. But either way, they have two wins and a million
11.
losses. Two and what?
2-11.
Okay, so all right.
Actually, 2-12 because we're on a bye week.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
bye week. The bye week took the W this week.
Oh, we took W and losing.
Yeah. the bye week kicked the Giants' ass.
Yeah, lost in the fourth quarter.
30 to 29. 30 to 29.
Oh my God. But
Or
yeah,
actually, no,
so
33-30. Bye week. Lost by field goal.
yeah, that makes
One
sense.
second left.
Yeah, didn't even get to kick the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we have to do is laugh at this pain anymore. But we got four more games of this. Four
Just
more
end the
games,
season already.
four more games of pain at this point. This is the first time, I don't know about you, but it was the first time after watching this game. Like I was generally excited Monday just to watch. Like I know they only have two wins, but like Jackson Dart was coming back. I was like, cool. Like it's Monday night under the lights. Like I just wanna they've been competitive with every team, every game this year. This is the first game this whole year that it was a really bad loss, to be honest.
Yeah, it
Um,
wasn't really as competitive as
no, we were
as
outplayed.
this was the only game actually, yeah, that it was
Yeah,
they
bad.
gave up.
So, but this is the first time like I felt after the game, or not even after, like middle of the game when it was like score was like 30-7, I would say. I was like, okay, I'm ready for the season to be done. That was like that was like my moment. Like I get that. Like last year I got it very early because last season was so much worse. But after like halftime, I was like, okay, like if this was like the last game, the season ended like after that game, I would have accepted it and been fine with it. And we have to go through four more of these, and it's really going to test the will of us as Giants fans, which this has past decade has really tested the will of all of us to really be like the true fans. And we will be here. And the day that they win games and the day they are up and making the wild card or even the playoffs, like even in maybe like the NFC East eventually, whenever that will be, you can never say never. You never know when it will be. But that is going to be a great day for our channel. And it's going to be great content once, the Giants start winning. But until then, we'll just stick around till they keep losing, and we'll be here during the whole off season to discuss the new head coaching candidates, the draft process, the possible GM, because I feel like we're getting a new GM and a new defensive coach. As again, we are pressing that hard reset for the third time in a row. So,
Just to clean the house, clean them out.
yeah, I'm going to call my maid and let her know so she can start cleaning the Giants facility for us. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be here, during this whole last
Deontay
four
Banks'
games.
locker is going to be the first one to get cleaned out.
Yeah, yeah. I'll carry his bags out there for him.
Oh
Make
man.
sure I give him an Uber ride home too.
Oh
Doesn't
boy.
deserve his actual car. He'll have to come pick it up later.
To the impound, damn it.
Yeah, because that's where he's going to be working because he's not going to have a job. So,
He's gonna be
um,
flipping burgers at Burger King like with Evan Neal.
yeah, Evan Neal will be working at a McDonald's near you guys. So have fun. All right. So at the next episode, we will be back at the next game, which will be against the Las Vegas Raiders. Oh no, actually, that's a lie. I lied. The Commanders. Jaden Daniels looks like he'll be coming back. He was actually practicing today somehow with that broken elbow that looked terrible a couple weeks ago, and he's already looks like he's going to be playing this Sunday. So we'll be playing the Commanders. I think that's a home game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it
So,
is.
yep. So that'll be fun. Um, these next four games are going to be pretty interesting. The Commanders, Vikings, Raiders. I could see them going 2-2 here. And then the Cowboys are the last game at home. Cowboys are currently playing right now that they need to basically win out to make the playoffs. So Raiders are dog shit. Vikings are also dog shit. And Commanders are just they're bad, but they're not terrible. And the Giants are just bad. So I don't know where to go after this. But as always, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. We will be back in 2 weeks once the Giants are done after their bye week, after they fall asleep or miss meetings. But we'll be back. We won't be asleep. We'll be awake. As always, thank you guys. Peace out.
Peace.